In this video, we are going to see the Chapter 6 Web Application. A web application is a computer program that utilizes web browsers and web technology to perform tasks over the internet. A web application provides a user interface, offers utility or entertainment, and the ability to access, create, store, and modify data. Students, these are the topics covered in Chapter 6. In this video, we are going to discuss about working with accessibility options. Next one is networking fundamentals and internet security. Now we are going to see the topic working with accessibility option. What is mean by accessibility? Accessibility refers to the design of products and environments for people with a disability so that they can perform or complete the work without facing problems. There are many peoples in this world who are suffering from some physical disorders such as visual impairment. Visual impairment means inability to see, color blindness, low vision, etc. There are also people who are suffering from hearing impairment, that is totally or partially deafness. And there are also people who are suffering from speech impairment, disability in speech, or maybe in physical impairment, that is difficulty in moving legs or hands. Learning disability also one of the major problem, that means difficulty in understanding. So such individuals, some assistant technology is required in order to access the computer. Computer accessibility refers to customizing the functioning of the computer parts. This accessibility option enables people with a disability or impairment to use a computer. Students, now we got to see how to launch or activate these accessibility options in Windows operating system. First, click the Start button, select Control Panel, and last you got to click the Ease of Access option. You can see on the screen Ease of Access option is there. Using this option, you can change the settings. Once we click Ease of Access option, a screen will appear showing various options to use the accessibility features. Here we can see the four options: Start Magnifier, Start Narrator, Start an On-Screen Keyboard, Set up High Contrast. Let us discuss each one of them one by one. First one is Start Magnifier. This utility opens up a magnifier which allows you to see large fonts. Next, Start Narrator. Start Narrator utility opens up a Microsoft Narrator which will read loud what is on screen. Third option is Start On-Screen Keyboard. It opens up the on-screen keyboard. You already learned in your lower classes. This on-screen keyboard is a virtual keyboard in our computer. One is the Setup High Contrast. It opens a window showing settings for color and contrast of display. Other than, there are some more options available to make the computer, mouse and the keyboard easier to use. Students, now we have to see how to make the computer easier to use. This option helps us to change the display setting. In this screen, there is one option is high contrast. Using this option, we change the size and color of fonts and the desktop background. Next option is make the mouse easier to use. This option allows you to change the settings like changing the color and size of mouse pointers and use of mouse keys. Now we have to see the use of mouse key option. It is used to allow people who difficulty using a mouse. This option uses the keyboard as a pointing device around the screen instead of mouse. Next option is make the keyboard easier to use. This option enables us to adjust setting for the keyboard. First one is the sticky keys. Sticky keys. Sticky keys is designed for people who have difficulty holding down two or more keys simultaneously. This allows the user to press and release modifier key and make it active until any other key is pressed. Here modifier key means shift key, control, alt or Windows key. For example, if you want to use the copy function, which is accessed by pressing the Control plus C. You already know this one. You have to pressing the Control and C keys at the same time. Sticky keys will allow you to activate this command by first pressing Control key and then pressing C after. Next key is toggle key. Toggle key are designed for people who have vision impairment. We will hear a tone when we press the keys like caps lock, num lock or scroll lock. This is the helpful for user who mistakenly press these keys while typing. Next option is use text or visual alternative for sound. This allows us to set up alternatives for sound, like we can set sound sentry. What is meant by sound sentry? This is designed to help user with auditory impairment. It generates visual warning such as blinking title bar. Whenever computer generates sound, that is visual notification for sounds. Now we are going to see the topics networking fundamental. In your ninth class, you learn about what is mean by network and internet. Now I am going to recall the topics. Network. A computer network is a group of computers and peripheral devices connected through data communication that allow sharing resources and information. A network is a collection of computers, server, mainframe, network devices, peripherals or other devices connected to one another to allow the sharing of data. Students already know what is the best example of a network. That is internet. Internet. It is a collection of interconnected computer network. It connects millions of people all over the world. The internet contains billions of web pages created by people and companies from around the world, making it a limitless place to locate the information and entertainment. It uses the standard internet protocol to serve the billions of users worldwide. Have to see the topic network architectures. It is a design of computer network. Computer network architecture is defined as the physical and logical design of the software, hardware, protocols and media of the transmission of data. Simply we can say that how computers are organized, how tasks are allocated to the computers. Now we have to see the types of architecture. First one is peer-to-peer architecture. In this design, all the computers have equal status or position. All computers are responsible for exchanging, receiving data from one another. This network is useful for small environment, usually up to 10 computers. It is less costly. It does not contain any dedicated server. If one computer stops working, but others computer will not stop working. And the next design is client server architecture. In a client server system, some computers have special dedicated tasks providing services to other computers. A computer which is responsible for providing services to others is called server, and the computer that use the services are called client. A client-server network contains the centralized system. Therefore, we can backup of data very easily. It also increases the speed of the sharing resources. We have to see advantages of network. Computer network today has become one of the way to share information where the systems are wirelessly linked together using a common network. I'm sure you must be aware of what computer network truly are. Now we are going to study in detail about the advantages of computer network. First advantage is user communication. Network allows user to communicate using email, social networking sites, video conferencing, etc. File sharing. By using networking, data or information can be shared or transferred from one computer to another. Media and entertainment. Most of the companies and TV channels use the network to broadcast audio and video, including live audio and television program. Hardware sharing. Hardware components such as printers, scanner, etc. can also be shared. For example, instead of purchasing 10 printers, one printer can be purchased and shared among multiple users. Software sharing. User can share software over the network very easily. Therefore, Large companies can reduce the cost of buying software. Student, to use the internet, we need an internet connection. Internet connection are provided by the internet service provider is an organization such as BSNL, MTNL, Airtel, Vodafone, Reliance, etc., which provide us with the access to the internet via wide or wireless connection. Students, we can choose our connection according to the particular technology speed in our area. There are mainly two ways to connect the internet. First one is dial-up connection. Next one is the broadband connection. Now we got to see what is mean by dial-up connection. Dial-up internet service is a service that allows connectivity to the internet through the standard telephone line. A dial-up connection set up between our computer and ISP server. It is established using a modem. Students, you already know about the use of modem. It's connect computer to the telephone line, which serves as the data transfer medium. When a user initiates a dial-up connection, the modem dials a phone number of internet service provider, and then we are able to access the internet on our computer. Next one is the broadband connection. The term broadband commonly refers to high-speed internet access. It is faster than dial-up connection because these signals carry more data. The speed of broadband connection is measured in megabits per second. Broadband includes several high-speed transmission technology such as cable modem, digital subscriber line, and wireless connection. Cable modem is a type of broadband connection that uses the cable television infrastructure. This is fast but not available in all areas. Next one is the digital subscriber line. It is one of the oldest of the internet technologies. It transmits digital data over telephone line. Like dial-up, DSL uses the telephone line to transfer data. However, unlike dial-up, DSL operate at a much higher frequency. Third type is the wireless connection. Wireless internet enables wireless connectivity to the internet via radio waves rather than wires on the person home computer, laptop, smartphone, or similar mobile devices. The most common ways to connect to internet wirelessly are: first one is the Wi-Fi hotspot, and WiMAX. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. It is a wireless network technology that allows an electronic device such as computer or mobile phone to exchange data wirelessly over a network. It provides high-speed internet access and is widely used in offices, homes, hotels, companies, colleges, etc. Wi-Fi hotspot. A Wi-Fi hotspot is simply an area with an accessible wireless network. The term is most often used to refer to wireless network in railway station, airport, and etc. Some are free, some require fees for use. We can use our Wi-Fi hotspot in our mobile phone to use the internet or transfer data. Next one is the WiMAX. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It is similar to the Wi-Fi standard but support a far greater range of coverage. While a Wi-Fi signal can cover radius of several hundred feet, a fixed WiMAX station can cover a range up to 30 miles. Switching technique. Switching is a technique which is used in large network. It is a hardware and software devices which creates a connection between one or more computers. In large network, there may be more than one path for transmitting data from sender to receiver. Selecting a path the data must take out of the available option is called switching. There are three popular switching techniques available. First one is circuit switching. Circuit is a method of implementing a telecommunication network in which two network nodes establish a dedicated communication channel through the network before the nodes may communicate. The example of circuit switched network is the early analog telephone network. When a call is made from one telephone to another, switches within the telephone exchanges create a continuous wire circuit between the two telephones for as long as call lasts. And the next one is message switching. Message switching is based on the transfer of block of messages from sender to receiver. Firstly, the address of receiver is attached in a message when a sender has a block of data to be sent. It is stored in the first switching station and then forwarded later. Each block of message is received entirely, checked for errors and then retransmitted. There is no need for physical connection between the sender and receiver. And the last one is packet switching. In this type of switching, a message is broken into packets of fixed size. Each packet has header that contain sender and receiver addresses, information, acknowledgement, and error bit. Mostly network use packet switching rather than circuit and message switching. Network devices. Networking hardware are also known as network equipment or network devices or electronic devices which are required for communication and interaction between devices on a computer network. Specifically, they mediate data transmission in a computer network. First device is switch. A switch is a device which connect multiple connection lines together. It is used to create temporary connections between two or more devices linked to switch. Switches is used to sharing of resources by connecting together all the devices including computers, printers and server in a small business network. Next network device is hub. A hub is a central device in a network that provides common connection among the computers or nodes. It is used in star topology. And the next device is router. Just as a switch connects multiple devices to create a network, a router connects multiple switches and the respective network. A router is attached to one or more network. And the next device is bridge. It connects two LANs. It is responsible for filtering the data. It checks the receiver address of packet and decide whether it should forward or dropped. Next, last device is repeater. It is a device which connects two segments of LANs. Types of network. A computer network can be divided into following types based on the geographical area that they cover. First one is local area network or LAN. A local area network is one which connects computers and devices in a limited geographical area such as home, school, office or any closely placed group of buildings. It provides very high speed. Usually LANs are used for connecting computer peripherals such as printer, scanner, etc. And the next one is wide area network or WAN. A wide area network is one which covers a broad area. It connects up two or more local area network. A WAN is used by government organizations and business. And the last one is MAN or Metropolitan Area Network. A MAN is a computer network in which two or more computers which are geographically distributed but in the same metropolitan city. Network layout. The arrangement of connected nodes in a communicating network is called network layout. There are mainly four types of topologies are available. First one is mesh topology. In mesh topology, each computer is connected to every other computer to provide an alternate path for transferring data. In this topology, information is traveled from one computer to another. Next one is star topology. In a star topology, each computer is connected to a centrally located device called hub. It acts as a central point of communication to pass on messages. And the next one is bus topology. In a bus topology, one long cable acts as a backbone to link all the computers in a network. If the backbone is broken, the entire segment fails. But bus topology is relatively easy to install. And the last one is ring topology. In a ring topology, each computer is connected with the two computers on either side of it. Rings can be unidirectional with all the messages traveling either clockwise or anti-clockwise around the ring or bidirectional to transfer the messages. We are going to discuss about internet security. Internet security is a major concern nowadays. It involves network security and browser security. Many online threats make the computer insecure. Now we are going to see the different way to secure our information and system. Use strong password. A strong password is a combination of alphanumeric and special characters. Don't use your mobile number, friend's name, etc. for a password. Change your password frequently, at least once in 2 or 3 weeks. Backup your data. Always keep copies of your personal data in CDs, pen drive, etc. This may be helpful in a loss of data situation. Don't share personal information. Never share your personal information while filling online forms. Secure transaction. Be careful while doing transaction on the internet. Your account details, credit card number or online banking personal information can be tracked and used by unauthorized users known as hackers. Install firewall. Firewall acts as a bridge between your computer and other system from which you are getting data. Never install software from unknown sources. Verify the source or website while downloading any product or software. Clear browser cookies frequency. Cookies are the program that are created on your local computer when you visit website. Use antivirus software. You should ensure your system safety and security by some following guidelines and rules. Install an antivirus program on your computer or laptop. Always keep antivirus software up to date. Don't download the files or information from unauthorized sources on the internet. Never reply to unknown emails. Never use a foreign disk or CD without scanning it for viruses. Students, we will discuss remaining topics in next class. Thank you.